Good evening. Welcome back to Play the Hits. This is Max, taking the reins again on Super Mario Odyssey. And Chris, how are you doing tonight?
This is WKRP in Cincinnati. I'm doing well. I don't know why your voice just sounded so silky and smooth there. I couldn't.
Oh, okay. This is when I'm doing therapy and I'm trying to be very quiet. I'm doing like my NPR voice. Right
Yeah,
here,
no, dude, it definitely gave me a semi. I mean,
I have that effect. All right, now
I have that effect on men. I'm told, not women, but. Too bad I'm straight.
What a waste.
Man, God gave me all the tools to be gay except the gayness. Wouldn't that suck? Man, how much of the Food Kingdom did we do?
I think we beat the boss, but
yeah, because I noticed you're packing moons here. I don't think we made it to the boss. I don't think we made it to the boss. I think we were about to. I think he's still fucking up there.
Well, I'm not gonna. I don't know. Let's go. Well,
you know what? Find out.
just because that one seems so obvious, and I know after you beat the boss, there's I'm pretty sure there's things that just kind of pop up. Like moons that pop out of nowhere. But maybe I just missed it because I'm an idiot. Let's.
Like you do sometimes.
Like I do. What is Chef Mario up to today?
So, bright and early into the episode here, there've been some game announcements since the last time we played.
Well, how long has it been? Did we
did
play
Ocarina
when
last week, but we didn't really get into much game talk. So,
no. There was the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, but there's
which
also
we didn't talk about.
I think right now I'm more excited for some Square Enix projects than anything.
Oh yeah.
So the big one for me right now is that they're remastering a game that I never in a billion years would have guessed, which was
I was gonna say Soul Edge.
No, freaking.
What the fuck?
Not Secret of Mana. Come on, Chris.
Starts with an S, doesn't it?
It does.
What the hell? This is stupid. It was on the Nintendo
Wow,
Direct,
we're having a senior moment right here on, on the
not Romancing Saga.
Yeah, but you're right. It is
Saga
Romancing
Frontier.
Saga Frontier. Yeah, it's Romancing Saga in
Jeez.
Japan. So, but Saga Frontier is one of those weird games where my nostalgia for it is really major, but I've never been able to beat that fucking game. But I'm wondering if
it's a tough one.
It is. I'm wondering if maybe in the remaster it'll make a little bit more sense. I know they're adding an entire 8th campaign that was cut from the PS1 original due to time and budget constraints.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
So it was already there in the programming. They just didn't finish it in time to release it, and they're adding it for this remaster, which is really cool.
Really cool. Wow.
An entirely new character. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is one of those games where it's like old games are sometimes, or it's oh, you wanna go over here? I mean, yeah, you can do that if you want to die immediately.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that game suffered from that hard. I feel like they didn't really give you a full, at least in some of the scenarios. Some scenarios are better than others. I seem to remember Red. His scenario was really easy to keep track of. I think that was the only one that I ever actually beat, but I never got the true ending because I didn't beat anyone else's scenario.
Oh, I got
Blue, another character, the mage character in that game. His was the worst because the whole thing is literally just go to these different kingdoms and collect these spells and become a better magician. Except if you go to the wrong kingdoms, you're gonna get fucked in the butt right away. So,
and they don't really give you.
It's all right, go ahead and explore, but don't explore too much. Explore, but you better explore, in the right way. Oh God! Ooh.
Oh, you know what? I don't even have to go over there. I can just throw my fire over there.
Yep. Too late did Mario realize the folly of his ways. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. The other obvious one is FF7 is getting the PS5 treatment with an expansion that includes Yuffie, which I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think it's more just it's kind of what was Yuffie doing out of Wutai before she joined up with the team, and I think it could fill in. a nice gap that way. As long as they don't do more of that fucking Fate and Sephiroth shit, or I don't know.
Yeah.
like we've talked about this ad nauseum on the channel, but God, the ending to that game was so bad. And I'm hoping that from here on out they just course correct.
Yeah, I really.
But some things, like we said, there's really no way to course correct, because apparently Zach is fucking out there somewhere, and unless
like alive, yeah,
he's alive, but maybe their paths just never cross again, and everything's the same. They can't fucking do that, which is.
I mean,
horrible.
Yeah, I wonder if it's gonna be, the different like timelines or something like that, and if they're gonna be concurrent or not.
I don't know.
I
don't like it though, because like I said, the whole. And I swear I'm going somewhere poignant with this. The whole point of Zach's character was that he gave up everything so that
he
Cloud
did that himself.
Yeah, right. His was the noble sacrifice that galvanized the plot moving forward, and that's fine. And I liked Zach just fine, but I was never like so attached to his character that I thought to myself, man, what would be great is if he survived and no one had to sacrifice anything and no lesson was learned from. I mean, that's just dumb. Like, why do that? And like, what is he going to be the real protagonist now? Or because I mean, Cloud basically spends the first 2/3 of FF7 being Zack.
Yeah.
So now is Zack going to come along and be Zack too, or I don't know.
Yeah, right. And they're both going to be Zack, and no one's going to actually
and
be
if so,
Cloud this
like,
time.
Say he wants to like team up or something. Like who gets the fucking Buster Sword? I mean, it sounds stupid, but realistically, like you can only have one spiky-haired badass with a big sword on your team before it starts to feel convoluted.
Oh, tell that to a Nomura.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. I'm not looking forward to that. But I mean, I enjoyed the gameplay experience overall enough that I'll definitely check out Yuffie's Scenario, and I'll probably give it a replay on the PS5 version just to see how much prettier they can make an already pretty game.
Yeah, I mean, and that game is pretty. I mean,
and then
I'll play it just for that on PS5. Like
overall, where I was going with that was, in case you were absolutely distraught by what they did to the plot, like you and I were.
Yeah.
It looks like now they're doing a mobile, and I hope it comes to the Switch remake that seems to be more in line with just re-narrating the original plot of FF7 with a new translation and very clearly different graphics, and I'm actually all for it. Like when I thought of an FF7 remake, this was actually more of the style that I was thinking. Like something that looks kind of akin to like a 4K version of the original. And then you go into battle and they have like the ultra like detailed graphics and everything, which is kind of how they did it in the PS1 version, right? You had
that's how it is in FF7.
Yeah, you had the field models and then you had the more detailed battle models and everything. Now, my only concern with that though is, actually there's two concerns. One, they seem to be redoing the entire old canon of FF7, most of which is now no longer canon because of the PS4/5 remake. But they're revisiting that canon, so you're going to get everything from Crisis Core all the way to Dirge of Cerberus, and they even include Advent Children. So we're getting a playable Advent Children, which is going to be interesting.
Which is like, how much of it, they say they're going to hit like the highlights of these games.
Yeah, and that's my big concern, is like, so odds are then we're probably not going to get FF7 as we knew it. We're probably not going to get the world map and the airship, and which is a bummer. I think it's going to be like a plot summary sort of thing, which sucks.
Yeah.
But I'll still play it because it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, as far as the style of it, that is like
the style's
on
point.
A remaster, I guess. But more than a remaster. It's like it's pretty much, especially when you go into the battle system, it's proper remake.
That looks like a turn-based version of 7 Remake, which is really cool.
And I also just love like the character models on the map and everything.
Oh yeah.
Like when they were showing the the bombing mission.
Oh my god!
Holy crap, that's a lot of coins. And it was just like, oh my god, this is like, why did it take you did it like, take us being angry with your
why
remake
wasn't this just the main project? Because realistically, like, the fans of 7, this is what they were asking for.
Yeah, and again, it's like, yeah, they can. I'm glad we got remake. Like, it is really cool for what it is.
Yeah, but
if it was,
I feel like we didn't have to. I feel like we didn't have to make the sacrifices we made to get remake. You know?
No, we shouldn't have had to.
It could have just been part 1 of the original story with, kind of the. I really enjoyed like the expansion on like Avalanche and everything, and you got to see more of the city, which was really cool. They fleshed out Cloud's time with Aerith before they got separated. That was cool too. Yeah, I don't know. And Tifa, I felt like she had a lot more agency.
There was a lot of good, until almost the end, and also pretty much everything.
Every time the Whispers or Sephiroth showed up, fucking 20 hours before Sephiroth was supposed to show up.
Yeah, and it was like when Sephiroth showed up, kind of right at the beginning. I wasn't cool with that, but you know what? Okay, if they kept that in.
If that was the worst of it, I think I would have been okay, because Sephiroth's a moneymaker. The ladies love him, and he's a cool badass villain and whatever. But not only does he show up, he's giving away the plot. He's undermining the original campaign, and most egregiously, you fucking fight him at the end. Yeah. Why in the hell? Like, don't get me wrong, I hated the stupid Kingdom Hearts boss battle, but...
Wait, which one?
The big shadow monster thing that you fight.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I hated that, but if that had been the final battle and you just never hear from the Whispers again, I would have considered it a worthwhile sacrifice, I guess. But then... fucking Sephiroth shows up in what has to be the most contrived, meaningless fight in RPG history, because now, like, you're gonna go into the second game and the third game, or however many more games are gonna be part of the remake, knowing that you can fucking whoop Sephiroth's ass. It's not a big deal. Like, I could have beat his ass at level 30, and now he's gonna be the final boss.
And now he's gonna be the final boss of the second game? It's like, why does this make sense?
Yeah, right? There is no dramatic tension associated with that character. They've made him more like Kefka, which, don't get me wrong, Kefka's a great villain, but... Sephiroth was not Kefka. Oh yeah, there he is.
Oh, I can't. I was trying to jump out, but...
so anyways, I'm looking forward to that, but I would be looking forward to it a lot more if they were to come out and say, like, no, it's not just a highlight. We're going to go through the highlights of the expanded lore, but you're getting the full FF7 game.
Oh man, that'd be great, but
I would flip
I don't see
shit.
that happening.
Me neither.
But it's like they know what they're doing. They can make it look... so good. Like, just from what we've seen, from what we've seen, it looks amazing, Yeah. There's just not going to be a lot of it, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, me too. I'm thinking you're going to get, like, the bombing mission, then they're going to fast forward to the escape from Midgar. It's going to be, like, scenario-based or something. Like, the challenge is going to be, here's what you have, use it and win this epic fight, and then we're going to, reveal more of the plot, and then we're going to put control back in your hands for the next boss fight or something.
Yeah.
Which is dumb. but that's, I mean, for a mobile title, that's acceptable. But I would like is...
it makes sense on Switch, doesn't it? Like...
Well, that's the thing. They haven't confirmed Switch. They haven't said anything about the Switch. So my thought is it is going to be like a mobile recap to kind of get you excited for the next part of the 7 remake on consoles. So yeah, that's my guess.
I wonder
if I'm wrong.
They're probably going to release the episodes piecemeal, so it's not going to be everything at once.
Dude, this thing is sick.
It is a dick, but this is
no. I mean, like, it's sick. Like, it's ill. Like, what is it
literally...
vomiting?
Ugh. No.
Okay. No. Wow, that was really forgiving. If you don't hit him... You suck.
Oh my god,
you suck. There you go. Mario just wanted to hurt it so bad, but he couldn't. Please, this thing has to die.
Going too, right? As I'm like inching closer, he's just like, "Let me vomit more in your direction."
No, I think you did that thing a favor. That was a mercy kill.
Dr. Mario's in the house.
Dr. Mario, motherfucker. Oh shit. But yeah, so I knew we'd spend a good amount of time talking about 7, just because, you know.
Oh huge. Yeah, I'm still excited for it just to see, like, okay, it's very mysterious. Like, okay, you're gonna give us some playable Advent Children, like, even if it's just some highlights, it's like, you're gonna do that? Really? Mm-hmm. Like, it kind of seems like we're gonna get some kind of clarification, like 3 months from now, that was like, oh no, you guys misunderstood that totally, even though we didn't.
Yeah.
Like, and they showed a little bit of what looked like what is that? Before Crisis?
Yes.
Or what is the PSP game?
Crisis
Before
Core.
Crisis.
Crisis Core. Before Crisis was the mobile one about the Turks.
Which we never got.
Right. Oh, but instead we're getting something even stupider, which is that FF7 online like
Fortnite
soldier
bullshit
thing.
The first soldier or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I like Final Fantasy, and Square Enix is doing an admirable job of bringing it into the 21st century finally, but I am taking a hard pass on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too.
That's just not my jam. Like, what are they called? Battle Royale games? Yeah, not my thing.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, those have never been my cup of tea.
Yeah. I definitely excited about 16 the most as far as their big AAA projects. But there's so many little things that I need to, like, one, they definitely know how to, like, wave the nostalgia in front of me and be like, you want this?
Yeah.
Like, give us $20 and Secret of Mana's yours again,
right.
You know?
You want FF7 to look like this, don't you, you bitch?
Right. They know.
You want the whole game, but we're not going to give it to you. You're going to have to pay.
It's like...
You're going to have to pay for it 10 more times before we do that.
As much as I do love the look of it and everything, it is also, like, it's almost like the final, like, insult that it's just like, hey, this is what you could have had if we put all our resources into
right.
it.
Like if we just communicate with our fan base a little better, this is what could have been. Because they even opened the trailer with, like, another kind of remake or something like that, or whatever those words said. Did you see that trailer that I'm talking about? Yeah, or another imagining of the remake or something like that. Like,
yeah.
Why do that? This is the most out of fucking left field thing in the goddamn game. How did Bowser get fucking Dark Souls land?
Right? This thing is just so out of place.
Like, that should be the final boss. Fuck Bowser.
Right?
Why is this thing serving Bowser? Why is Bowser not like this thing's bitch? I mean, I know why, because you're about to kill it in 5 seconds, but...
Bowser really took a downgrade in this game, I feel like. Like, he was at the center of the galaxy, 2 generations ago. And
now he's just horny.
Now
he is determined to get laid, and Mario's not going to stop him. 8 Bowser kids is not enough. Oh, God. What I want to know to this day, maybe I don't want to know, but who was Bowser fucking before he became obsessed with Peach? I mean, if he's asexual and he produced those kids, then he really doesn't need Peach. So I don't understand.
They seem to have retconned it and said that those 8 kids aren't actually his kids. But then it's like, well, whose kids are they?
Yeah. Did Bowser kill for those kids? Yeah, right.
Did he adopt those kids?
Finger quotes adopt. I mean, is this?
Yeah, right.
Is like Bowser a child snatcher? Because that's worse than Bowser fucking someone. There we go.
There we go.
Well done.
Maybe I don't have to fight that thing.
Well, and that doesn't explain Bowser Jr. I mean, he looks like Bowser. It's right there in the title. I mean, at the very least, he fucked someone to get Bowser Jr.
That's true. That is his kid.
But then Iggy and Larry and Curly and whatever. Who are those chumps? And, like, does he love Bowser Jr. most? I mean, I think clearly he does.
Yeah, he is his namesake.
Yeah. Because the other kids,
the other little kids feel.
Yeah, the other kids, he just makes them climb into airships and take beatings from Mario before he can get to his castle. Seriously though, this fucking boss fight, it's awesome, but I just don't.
A little too epic.
I seriously went into this thinking, oh crap,
like,
is
awesome.
this the final boss? And like I just like didn't do enough to be ready for it.
Ow!
Owie! Oh yeah, you gotta wait until he stops vomiting lightning at you. You get that fucker.
Is that a weak point?
That's a tumor, is what that is. This thing is like pure hatred. Look at him.
I wonder if I could like jump through those little rings.
Probably, I wouldn't. Oh!
Ow!
Cappy, you failed me, Cappy.
Good thing his face is stairs.
Yeah, right. And he constantly does the one thing that he shouldn't do in order to like show you how to hurt him.
Oh!
Oh God! You need another heart. Oh, so anyways, I'm going back to Square Enix real quick though. So there was another one that I just learned about that I apparently just like missed from earlier called Project Athea, which from what I can tell from the very limited media that they have released, they have like a few screenshots and like clips. But it seems to star the girl from that technical demo they did a couple of years back that everyone thought was FF16. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious about that. Or is it related somehow to the Final Fantasy 16 universe? Because it certainly seems to borrow that art style. And uh-oh. You still there? Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, no, there we go. Sorry, everything just like paused, and like I couldn't hear you, and the game itself was paused.
Nope.
Gotta hurt it. Oh, yes. Good kill. Good kill. But anyways, yeah. So Project Athea.
Do you remember that demo, dude? Like that was, I think, before PS4. It was like showcasing Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, but I mean, we were already aware of FF15, so no one thought it was 15. But it was kind of like when FF12 hadn't yet come out, and they already like did the first trailer for FF13.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what people were thinking. Like, okay, so maybe this is like a concept for FF16, you know?
Yeah.
But
I just watched that trailer.
But I can't help but wonder if it is somehow related, because it seems to take place in a medieval kind of land, and the art style certainly seems to match up. So I don't know.
Oh yeah. And it seems like that trailer was pretty dark. It was violent, like the old one at least. I'm trying to remember.
There was like an empire hounding this girl, and she was very clearly magical, and summoned like Bahamut to rescue her.
Yeah.
So I, assuming they are sticking to that concept, I get the feeling that it is going to be either like a side story or spin-off to Final Fantasy at the very least.
Yeah.
But at that point, since Final Fantasy, the mainline entries are now action RPGs, I mean, why draw that distinction anymore? Like, it used to be there was Final Fantasy, the mainline, which were kind of the ATB turn-based, like classic RPGs, and then the spin-offs were more action-oriented, right? But now you can't really draw that line in the sand anymore because the mainline ones are all action-oriented. So who knows?
Yeah. I mean, that'd be something if this one was. I mean, I can't imagine them like doing a AAA game looking like that and being like turn-based.
Right.
I mean, obviously.
Oh no! Like the trailer the very brief trailer that they have of it shows her like flying and jumping across like chasms and then things like that. I mean, it looks beautiful.
Oh, I gotta see it again. I just remember it being like the most teaser of teasers. Unless they came out with a new trailer within the last month or so.
Maybe I saw it on the PlayStation Store. I was just like randomly browsing.
Oh, okay.
And that's where it came to me. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't realize they were developing this into a whole thing. I just assumed that it was, a tech demo for like some ideas that Square Enix had, and we were just never going to see it again.
Yeah,
but
that's what I figured
someone must
too,
have been
but...
attached to it, and they're turning in, which I'm not complaining about. I think that'll be cool.
It looks cool. It looks very interesting.
I just don't know what to make of it.
And it seems like it'll be, it'll get like the AAA treatment. Mm-hmm. So we kind of got two things to look forward to. You think between this and 16, one of them has to be pretty good.
Right.
I'm hoping.
Well, and that was another thing too. My last one for the evening is that Bravely Default 2 just kind of fucking snuck out of nowhere for me. I don't have it yet. I plan on getting it, but it's out.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Like,
which is funny because I was under the assumption that the second game on the 3DS was Bravely Default 2, but
oh yeah, what was it called?
Bravely Second and Lair.
Bravely Second. That's
it was
right.
good. I liked it.
I still gotta play. I haven't played any of those games.
So Bravely Default, the first one, is like super engaging until about 3/4 of the way through the story, where they basically just make you do everything that you've done over again, and like the story just comes crashing to a halt. I mean, the ending was good, and everything. The combat system is great, but boy, I don't know why they did that.
It's also just like your game could be a bit shorter. That's
well, but
okay.
it wouldn't have been that short, actually. I mean, this was like 30 hours in, give or take.
Oh, so it's
like the length of an SNES RPG.
So there was
kind of what I thought they were shooting for.
Whatsoever.
Yeah. And then it's just like, okay, do it again.
Bastard.
Oh, God. You won't stop me from killing you. Oh, good stuff.
I don't know.
Sarah says no other term you could have used, obviously. I'm not sure what she's referencing.
Oh.
Maybe that was like from way at the beginning of the episode when I said I have a semi. Because otherwise I don't think I've said anything too outrageous this episode. Except for God gave me all the tools to be gay except the gay. Okay, never mind. This has been pretty much a regular episode of Play This.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, here we go.
That's just
yummy. That's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Behind the big wall. Yes, it was.
That was Bowser's least favorite moon, apparently.
This is one of my favorite powers. I love this stage.
Yeah, I know. This is a good stage, but probably like I feel like the other levels are so strong that it's still one of my least favorites.
Yeah. Ugh, I love everything about it. Just the feel, this whole samurai shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I dig. I can dig.
That's what you get.
There's another samurai game coming out pretty soon, isn't there? Which is weird because Ghost of Tsushima pretty much just like wrote the book on samurai games.
Yeah, right. You're not
what
talking
am I thinking
about
of?
Like, the Muso Dynasty Warriors game, are you? Like Samurai Warriors?
No, there's another one. Shit, I can't even remember what it's called or what it's coming. I think it's PS5, but there's something coming out in the next year or so that looks pretty Eastern.
Interesting art style that looks almost like, I don't know, watercoloring or something.
No, I seem to remember it being more realistic. Well, let me look. Let me look it up. I'm probably gonna get Ghost of Tsushima.
Did you ever play any of the multiplayer with that game?
No, I haven't.
Okay. You can do that online, right? Like, I think obviously you should be able to.
Uh-huh. Oh, shit. Yeah, no, all I'm finding is just more on Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay. Hey, did you do your taxes yet?
Yes, we just submitted them.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I'm thinking hopefully this whole stimulus thing will happen sooner rather than later. Oh.
Yeah, that's true. I'm you know, more politics, but fuck Republicans again.
Oh my God, what did Mitch McConnell say when? Okay, first of all, I mean, with the both of the stimuluses, the $600 one, what was that, December or something? Like I don't know if it was every Democrat, but I'm almost positive as far as the Senate, every Democrat voted for it.
Yeah, for the stimulus, even though it was Trump's baby at that
Trump
time.
looked good. Yeah,
yeah.
It's it's for Trump, but they still did it.
Yeah, because it was the right fucking thing to do.
And now with this, not a single.
Nope, not even
Republican.
one. Not even
Not
Romney, which is really disappointing.
Oh yeah, that is disappointing.
And again, they can't even pretend anymore that it's like, oh, it's just so irresponsible financially. No, fiscal conservatism does not exist anymore. That's horseshit. You guys have proved that. So what's the deal? The sole hang-up is that they're playing politics. You know, they don't want to give Biden a quarter. Yeah, it's very sad. That's the right one.
And it's also like, what did Mitch McConnell say? There we go.
And then oh, go ahead. You go first.
What did he say? Is like, oh, for the out of work Americans, we need to give them incentive to go back to work. Like we're worried that they're not going to have any incentive with this. It's like, really?
Yeah, fuck you,
$1,400. That's really going to last them a long time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like no one's going to retire with that $1,400. You know, Jesus
Christ.
It's all such horse shit. And then the other part, it got even better because not only did they do that, but they all voted against the minimum wage increase and convinced a few stupid ass Democrats to vote against it as well.
Yeah.
So
they had to take that out.
Yep. And then they're actively launching a campaign against voting rights in the United States of America. I mean, like, how is this like? How can you call yourself, you know, this like red, white, and blue, freedom-loving, truck-driving, whatever, and you have a problem with free elections? Like that confounds me. I mean, shit.
Is it? So what is it this time? Like, is it more like a voter ID kind of thing?
Yeah. Or? So it's voting restrictions aimed against ethnic minorities. And it's also, you know, in cities where voting lines are the longest because they're more condensed population-wise, they're trying to make it illegal for people to come in and, like, bring voters in line for 7 hours, things like bottles of water and stuff like that. Like what? I don't know. Why? Because if enough Democrats vote, then they're going to lose.
I mean, they're brazen, but usually they try to come up like voter ID. They could at least say, "Oh, voter fraud," which is like fucking bullshit.
Well, that's what they're saying about everything right now. It's so that Americans can have confidence that their election was conducted freely and safely.
They know they can't.
No,
they're getting very
taglines.
close to like losing every single election.
Well, that's what they said when they were trying to bring it before the Supreme Court. That was their defense, that if it's done this way, you know, politics is a zero-sum game, and if these actual like voting security things are allowed to pass and people are given a fair shot at a vote, then Republicans will start losing more, and so they're trying not to let these things happen, and
wow.
which is, you know, that's like saying, you know, I keep beating my wife, so she better start behaving better so I don't beat her. You know, like that's...
Or it's like, I need to get this order for her not to leave me or something.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. Because otherwise she's going to leave me because of the beating. So I need you to help me hold my marriage together by not allowing her to leave. You're right. That's exactly the kind of horse shit they're pulling. Ugh. I mean, I'm sorry, both parties are not the same. I know I'm a bleeding heart liberal, but I just don't care. I don't want to be anything else right now because the alternative is so
I was about to say, I feel like you know, your politics or anything haven't really like changed necessarily over the years. Mm-hmm. I just think you're a lot more like, I have to be this far this way because
like if I was a Democrat before, I'm probably considered more of a radical Democrat right now because the other option is just so bad. Like there's no you know, the lawyer who testified, who presented that to the Supreme Court was kind of right. Politics has become a zero-sum game. Like, if we allow the Republicans to do what they want, then democracy, as we know it, is actually in trouble. So I am going to buckle down on my liberalism. Yeah. Which on the one hand is sad, but on the other hand, I don't really care because all that much because I wasn't very conservative to begin with. But I could at the very least, I would have welcomed a time to like have, you know, compassionate conservatives at the table. And now it's more like I'm just kind of in a mind space of like, you have nothing to offer the American experiment. You know, this is just chaos what you're trying to sow, and I can't see a way out of it. Other than, you know, just abolishing your rhetoric. It's just embrace of Trump.
Yeah. You know, you're seeing more and more fascist tendencies with the Republican Party.
Did you see what Lindsey Graham said in that interview?
Which one?
Lindsey Graham was on like a podcast or something. He said, I wish I had Trump's magic. Ugh. You have
what happened to Lindsey Graham?
Like... Oh, I hate Lindsey Graham anyways, but I mean at the same time though, he was once, you know, he was once kind of a pal of McCain's and was he was a
pal of Biden's.
Yeah, he was known for compromise and, you know, but now look at him. I mean, he wants to be a career former civil servant who's now only self-serving, but you know, all the same, now wants to be like Donald Trump. Like, that just... I don't get it. And I don't think I ever will get it. I don't think there's anything to get other than, you know, fear and racism. Like, ugh.
It's embrace of power. They're seeing it work.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Well, because people are afraid because the way of life that they thought was owed to them isn't really panning out. The problem is it's not panning out because Republicans and their policies are taking it from you. And so instead of coming to terms with that, like the people that I trusted lied to me and maybe don't have my best interest in mind, no, it's got to be the Mexicans and it's got to be black people and it's got to be the libs and the Antifa or whatever. It can't possibly be, you know, people like Lindsey Graham, but it is. I mean, they're not your friends, and I wish like to everyone who votes that way, thinking that they're voting for their own best interest. I wish there was like some magic button or catchphrase that I could say to like point out that's not what's happening. Do they?
That it would just give an epiphanal moment.
Yeah, like
something would click.
Yeah, like you're not their concern. Like you are. I mean, every cent that you make is a cent that they and their friends don't make. So they want you to be content with as little as possible, and in order to make that happen, they're trying to pin your frustration and anger on people not responsible for it.
Yeah.
Ugh. So that's my politicking for tonight. So we've checked off our 2 usual boxes for a Play the Hits episode, yeah. Oh, hey. Oh, there's something there. Invisible blocks. I don't think it was anything important.
I was going to say one other thing, and now I can't remember.
Well, because I just steamrolled.
Oh, no, that's okay. They really only care when it's, you know, voting time, right?
Yeah.
And then, even then, it's not like they're going to promise, you know, this, that, or the other thing. It's just all about fear, you know? It's not about here's what we can offer you. It's almost never that these days. This is what they're going to do to you.
Yeah, right. They don't really incentivize their voters anymore. They just point out like, oh, if Biden gets his way, it's going to be socialism and, you know, sex
at the same time,
everyone
what's
in the
sad
streets.
Is that fear is a much bigger motivator for people most of the time than optimism or hope.
And I think if we owe Donald Trump anything, it's that he displayed for the entire nation that is definitely the case in the United States.
Yeah.
That we are a bitterly divided, partisan, fearful people.
Yeah.
Because otherwise there wouldn't have been a platform for him to run on.
No, not at all. It's sad that that's a lot more of a motivator than, you know,
Oh, it's
whatever it
deeply
is, like young
depressing.
people
Yeah.
voting for Bernie, you know, which is getting that kind of movement is definitely gaining traction, but
Oh yeah. I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
it's still not
There's an
enough.
air of hope from younger people, but I mean, it's going to be a long time before they have the same resources, power, and numbers to vote out boomer policies basically, and
Yeah,
the boomers still probably have a good another decade or two before they start dropping off. I mean,
yeah. Well,
I hate
I'd
to be
say
so crass, but
yeah, a decade or so, I hope.
yeah.
But oh, what's going on with you?
Check out my cool
Um,
samurai hat.
I think, who was it that said it's the economy stupid? It's totally true, unfortunately, because as much as you want social policies and, doing the right thing to kind of drive people to vote, and it does for a lot of people, and sometimes it's voting out the other guy, which I think this last election, there was a big part of it.
Oh yeah.
But I think
Like Biden could have run on a platform of eating children, and I probably would have voted for him.
I don't think you're gonna see types like Bernie and everything start coming into office and being and making up more of like the Congress until most of them, like the younger millennials, are pretty old.
Right,
Until
well-
it's like mostly millennials where the boomers are right now.
Right.
And they're like, oh, we really haven't gotten everything we were supposed to. We're a lot worse off than our parents.
Right.
And I think that's when the voting is really gonna
Well,
kind of reflect what people actually feel right now.
yeah. But here's the thing that terrifies me. In the meantime, boomers, which are the largest voting group in the country, are getting more afraid and more paranoid because, again, the promises that Republican candidates made to them never panned out, right?
Yeah.
They're getting more and more entrenched in radical conservatism, right? And so what's happening is you get people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and, like these really fringe candidates who wouldn't have had a, snowball's chance in hell 20 years ago. They're now getting voted into Congress, not like in massive numbers, but they have dedicated supporters. There's a huge movement in the Republican Party to embrace Trumpism for more candidates than just Trump, right? Like the way that you win is to be like Trump in the Republican Party. So
they realize being as crazy as fucking possible works.
Yeah, and so if that keeps happening while the boomers are still alive, and you get enough of those kind of people in the Congress and Senate of the United States, what's going to happen is that the people that you just described, like the next generation of not only voters but of candidates, they're not going to feel safe coming to the polls or running for office, right? Like their lives may be physically endangered by exercising their rights in the United States. And so there's going to be a lot of potential good candidates who are going to look at it and say it's just not worth it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, the crazy neocon, what's it called? Not Proud Boys, but I guess just the MAGA and Trump movement is becoming the new norm for politics. And I'm worried that we're going to get kind of stuck there, Because like I said, good people aren't going to want to run because of the vitriol that is associated with politics in the United States.
Fortunately, you only need a couple people to run, like to actually have the amount of people in office to represent everyone.
That's fair, but the other thing about it is, I mean, it's also cancerous to some of the good ones. Like, for instance, did you see the lady that that gave the big dramatic thumbs down to the minimum wage act?
No.
Oh, she I can't remember where she's from, but she was a Democrat, and apparently she got elected on a really progressive, like, workers' rights platform. And then she went to Washington, and she just became like a swamp monster. I can't think of her name. Karen or Corinne something.
Senator or Congresswoman?
Congresswoman.
Okay.
Let me look.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Let me take.
Oh, wait.
I'll give you her name here because if anyone like stumbles on this channel and somehow gets their politics from us, they should actually never vote for this lady.
Yeah.
What was her name? Shoot. I'll look up thumbs down minimum wage.
Thumbs down. Wow.
Well, because that's what she's gaining a lot of. But now the...
I mean, who's she going to be popular with?
Well,
like...
the Republicans are like praising her because like, oh, this is what President Biden doesn't understand about cooperation and... Ugh.
I want to know her fucking argument for
Hold
that.
on.
Is she abandoned?
Kirsten Sinema.
Never heard of her. Okay.
She is from... Let me look her up her name now. Kirsten Sinema. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it looks like cinema. Oh no, I'm sorry. She's a senator, not congresswoman.
Oh wow.
And she is from Arizona, of course.
Democratic senator from Arizona.
Yep.
That's why 50's not enough. Like,
Nope.
it's definitely good. Oh, really?
She's also 44, like young enough to really fucking know better.
Yeah.
God damn. But no, like, her whole thing, when she came to Washington in 2012, it was, you know, to represent disenfranchised workers in Arizona because, you know, it's such a red state that they've been getting screwed. But like since that time, she apparently has not voted on a single thing that would in any way help blue collar workers. Like she has been completely absorbed by lobbies and, you know, special interest groups and things like that.
That's fucking sad.
Oh, it's extremely sad.
She's just like taking the drink 100%.
Yep. And it kind of illustrates my point. You advance further in your political career by bending to those types of opportunities than you do like actually voting your principles.
Yeah.
Which is really truly sad. Nice. The camera angle on that one looked like you really weren't gonna make it. But you made it.
I don't know if I'm on the right side or not.
Well, you can always go back.
I guess.
You think Mario's having
terrifying
fun?
for Mario.
You think Mario enjoys this?
Right? He's either way, he's fucking crazy.
Right? Yeah, right. Like, what's crazier? Like, he's actually getting some kind of thrill from this, or he's not, and he just feels compelled to do this to himself. We had a very similar conversation about this in Mario 64, didn't we?
I think so.
Mario's just doing all this for blowjobs.
He's paying Bowser
right
to kidnap her.
This time I want you to put her in a giant cannon. And I want to go inside of the cannon. What? Okay, I guess. Just keep the coins coming. Oh, I will. Remember, make it look like it was an accident. I'm gonna be out of the castle tomorrow. You sneak in, Bowser. You take everything. And I want you to hide it in several different worlds. Did I say worlds? I meant galaxies. Yes. Oh, God.
Oh, no, Mario.
This is the only way I feel alive.
All right, I want to get to those bunnies, man. Oh.
Shit, we're approaching the end of the episode.
Yeah, I think so. Where does this take me?
I really felt like there was something at the end of those flagpoles.
I think it's one of the... I remember a key or something. We'll figure it out.
Fuck you, Kabuki. Boom. That's what those masks are called, right? Kabukis?
What's up?
Those masks are called kabukis, right?
I think those are... Are they Tanuki? No, not Tanukis.
No,
Tanuki.
Tanuki's
Oh, why did I kill him?
Yep. So much for opening those.
He'll come back. Hey, come here.
They
Come here.
always come back.
Oh, you know what? They do look like kabukis, don't they?
I'm not sure I know enough about what kabukis are to...
Let's see, because the ones with the long noses are like the tengus, I think.
Sure.
But
That
I don't know
sounds
anything about anything.
What was the point of all this? Oh, did you see the trailer for the Mortal Kombat movie?
Oh yeah, I did. What do you think?
I don't think it's going to be as fun as the 90s one, but the special effects look pretty badass.
Yeah, it looks good. You know what, though? I think... I agree it's not going to be as fun, but I think at the same time, it
may actually be a good action flick.
Saying. Yeah, I'm hoping so. You know, because I think the first one was a good action flick as well.
Oh, hell yeah. I would, like, unironically watch and enjoy the first 90s Mortal Kombat movie to this day.
Yeah. I think the casting's really on point. Although, I gotta say, like, Liu Kang from the first movie was, like, perfectly cast.
Oh, dude.
I think
that dude,
great.
That was Robin Show, I think. He was Liu Kang.
Yeah, right? So it's like the movie can't. Sorry, like he can't compare.
Well, and what was hilarious was that he basically played the same character in fucking Beverly Hills Ninja with Chris Farley. Do you remember that movie?
Barely, yeah.
That's a fucking funny movie, but Robin Show's part was to be like the serious, like, kung fu martial artist to Chris Farley's bumbling, incoherent, ninja. Right?
Yeah.
But I remember this part at the very beginning of the movie, like, the rite of passage for all the ninjas was they had to lift up this kettle of boiling water using only their wrists, and then, like, while they lifted that kettle up, like, the metal was so hot that it would tattoo, like, the dragon symbol into their arms, And so Liu Kang gets up there, Robin Show, and he goes, "Hua!" And he just, like, does it, and he's, like, trembling because it's so painful, but then he puts it down, and he has these badass scar tattoos on his wrist, right? And then Chris Farley gets up and does it. He picks it up and burns it. So he tips boiling water over onto all, like, the grandmasters and everybody that's in there watching the rite of passage.
I don't remember. It's been way too long.
It was right at the beginning of the movie. It's like one of the first things you see. It was hilarious. Oh, God. Boy, Bowser's really into Asian shit, huh?
He is.
Is this a new castle, or did he just redo his old castle?
He just, like, redecorated like fucking crazy.
Because I seem to remember it from Super Mario RPG being much more of like a traditional medieval castle.
Right?
And that's usually what they look like in the Mario game. Like, even like, Super Mario World on the SNES? I mean, those were all pretty much, just like your standard fare dungeon, lava, brick and mortar kind of things.
Yeah. Definitely not like this.
No, this is fucking straight up Samurai Showdown.
How?
Oh. Hit him with your hat. Hit the bombs.
Oh, that's what you gotta do?
There you go.
Okay.
I mean, don't let them hit you.
Alright, I need a heart, please. Oops.
This,
Oh, wait,
I kind of get the feeling she is the most, chaotic of the bunny siblings.
A little bit. I forgot I could throw these back at her to make this shorter.
They're pretty hard to aim, but eventually she'll slam down her pigtails, and that one's automatic. Oh. Yeah, no. Maybe not. Well, there's not much for aiming.
There we go.
You're gonna get hit with like the last possible attack, aren't you?
Right.
What the hell sound was that?
Come on.
Go back to Rayman Land. Oh shit. You're getting a little carried away there, Max. Here she goes.
Alright, let's go.
Get her! Alright, you might actually win this. Okay, you did it. Well done. Well done, sir. Oh.
Okay. A little dramatic there, Bowser. Shit.
Like, what were those things on Bowser? Was he saying that, like, he's the god of the sun? Or, like, what the shit was that?
The stuff on the back?
Yeah, those things, those, like, symbols. They look like mini suns or something.
Yeah, every time you see those things, it's on some kind of divine presence.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
is that
well,
is Bowser gonna, like, marry Peach and become a god? Is that why he's doing this? Is there something we don't know? I feel like this needs to be explored a little further. Maybe that's why he's all about Peach, and she has some kind of secret to granting him eternal life or something, you know? And Mario's, like, completely unaware of this power that she has. I just wanted a cake.
Wow, he's really susceptible to just keeping Cappy there. He
Yeah,
can just cheese him out.
Look, see, that wasn't even an attack. He was just panicking. You just scared the shit out of him, is all that was. Dude, Max, you're just fucking going to town on this one.
Right? I got pissed.
You let the sister down easy because she was a girl, but this one... Nope. Good God. Why? Why did I think laying down and spitting my hats was a good idea? My brothers are right. Cool. I am stupid.
Now you're dead.
All right. I'm thinking you get this moon, and we're going to call this one an episode.
All right. Jeez.
Oh, no. I forgot how to get moons. I kind of like Mario in the fucking samurai armor.
I love it. Right?
Give him a sword.
Like, this gives him some end game feels right here.
Right?
Like,
wouldn't it be great if it, like, came with a katana instead of, like, jumping on enemies every time you hit B, he straight up stabs a bitch?
It just...
He's like cutting Goombas in half. And...
Oh, right, and the music change. Oh, okay.
Like, it's the first time you ever see Bowser be actually afraid, you know? Like, oh my God.
Look how just picturesque this is.
It is cool looking. Let's take a fucking picture.
Take a picture.
Dude, speaking of which, you need to play Ghost of Tsushima, but you need to get a PS5 first so that you can play it in 60 FPS.
Okay, sounds good.
It's so damn good.
How do I... Where's the filter? Oh, change the filters. Okay.
Where's the naked selfie filter? Mario don't give a fuck no more.
Okay.
Did you take it, or... What? There we go. Alright, next time on Play the Hits. Shit, could that be our final episode? Because after this is the moon, right?
Basically. Yeah. I mean, there would be maybe another episode to, like, clean up moons, but it would be...
We're definitely not going for all of them, minutes. So.
Yeah. Be done with this stage in 20 minutes, and then, yeah, it's basically the moon. And the moon, you could just skip ahead to the end.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because... It's the final fight with Bowser. You get the cool musical number. And I don't know. Maybe we could stick around like at Peach's castle for a little bit for part of the final episode.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Next time might be our final episode of Odyssey. Holy shit.
Shit.
All right. We will see you then, buddy.
All right. See you there, man.